Hello and welcome to the Gradual Report. My name's Danny, and like most people in prison, you've got a real pretty mouth. First up, AIG. The government's rescue of the insurer group AIG began last fall, with the Federal Reserve coming up with an emergency $85 billion. The taxpayer assistance has now grown to over $170 billion, where the government now owns apparently 80% of the company. Recently, the company has decided to pay out around $200 million to its top 400 executives. The government and the people of America, however, are upset by this.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it so that everyone can understand both sides of the issue, okay?
The executives feel like they've earned the bonuses. I mean, those drunken games of golf didn't play themselves. So you see, my fellow Americans, they've earned it by working, sort of. Executives may be wondering how they became the bad guy here. They were just doing their job, the best that they could. See, the problem is, executives, other people are also doing their job, and they're not fucking up the entire economy while doing it. So it's a little hard for some people to understand why you not only get your money, but you get our money too. There. Now that nobody understands what I just said, let's move on. This morning in wacky Pakistanian, the government has decided to reinstate the independent-minded former Supreme Court justice back to the bench. This after a weekend of protests from lawyers and other people dressed in funny-looking pajamas. It reminds me of when I took a nap on Saturday, and then I took an even longer one on Sunday. Kinda makes me wonder what I could have accomplished had I took to the streets in my jam-jams. But let's not get bogged down there. On the technology front, Seattle's Post-Intelligencer, really? That's the name of your newspaper. Intelligencer, yes. It is both the smartest and the stupidest name I have ever heard. The newspaper will produce its last printed newspaper on Tuesday. And after Tuesday, it will become an internet news source only. Like many people in Pakistan, I didn't know they existed either, online or otherwise. In another place that I did not know existed, Yaoundé, Cameroon, prepares for Starship Pope Benedict XVI. He will be arriving at some point. Sooner. The Pope's 7-day trip into Africa begins Tuesday. Agustin Mechzach, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, a Yaoundean businessman has said, and I quote, Pope Benedict XVI is a charismatic leader, a holy man who is coming to make my faith deeper. Is it just me, or are Catholics confusing hope in their soul for soap in their... You get the idea. Anyhow, he went on to say, he will help Cameroon as a whole look for God. We as people have erred and sinned too much. I want him to put his fleshy hand all in my body and wash my stink place with his... Okay, so he didn't say some of that stuff. But you get the idea. I don't care what he said. So at the cost of journalistic integrity, I make it fun. So what?
Is that a crime? I'm not a journalist anyway. Journalists aren't journalists. It's all entertainment. It's all a sham.
But it isn't all peaches and cream for the Pope's visits. No, there's this guy named Peter McKeebeebe. Peter McKeebeebe. First name Peter is Catholic. Second name is... well, it's McKeebeebe. Peter McKeebeebe's shop got taken down by the government because it was on the road that the Pope was going to be driving through, and he was selling things that the government didn't approve of. Bombs, pornography, who can tell? When interviewed, Peter McKeebeebe said, I have no problem with the Pope. I'm angry with the government for taking down my shop. I will join the Holy Father to pray so that God gives me a new opportunity to remake my life. Well, good luck with that, Peter. I hope the economy in Africa is better than the one here, but I'm almost positive it's going to be an uphill battle. So, pray to bejesus and all that jazz. Well, kids, that's the Gradual Report. Hopefully, we learn to care a little bit about other people as we entertain ourselves with their hardships. I'm Danny, saying, God damn, my hair looks good today, and you've got a real pretty mouth. Your mouth is so pretty. I want to take my fists, put my fists in it.